Have you ever discovered your purpose and you stop living it? I discovered my purpose in 2012, and by 2020, I had already abandoned it. Here is what happened. In 2012, I fully gave my life to the Lord Jesus, though I was born in a Christian home. As a pastor child, we are born into the Christian rite, but that does not make me a Christian. That does not make me born again. I'd given my life to Christ several times, collected the back and like that. But 2012, I became so serious. And I remember one December in 2012, I was reading a magazine I took from my daddy's bookshelf. And while I was reading that magazine, nobody has ever talked about purpose. I've never had the word about purpose. I've never had any teaching on purpose before. The Lord just told me that this is why I created you. Hearing those things, I started writing all the things that I heard the Lord was telling me. I wrote it down. Throughout the remaining days of that December, I was making research. I was asking God questions. I was busy reading the Bible in line with what I felt God has told me. And by January 2013, I gathered few of my friends. I think I can remember few names that were there. Timileyin, Ambassador Koyemi Sonyaolu, Pastor Nyani, Tosin, Deji, just to mention but few that I can remember. We gathered together, we started praying, we started as just gathering of prayer and praise. And from there, it graduated to me writing out uh, short articles, publishing it, giving it to people just to read. And I went to school, I went for my NC at that time. When I got to NC, it continued. Timmy and I were in the same school, so we continued. He even brought more people to join the group and like that. And I was leaving it by 2016. I'd already started working as a teacher, so I continued in it. By 2017, I went for village outreach, and 2018, by 2019, I had first next conference with SS3 students. By the end of 2019, life was already happening to me. I was already thinking about some realities that were not in my life at that time, because I was going to clock 25 by 2020. As a girl, you dream of being married by 25, you having enough money. Like, I didn't have much money and all those things for myself. So I felt I needed to focus on my life. I felt I needed to get more money. And before I know it, slowly and gradually, I shifted from living on purpose to just surviving. I started reflecting on my life. I'll clock 30 in the next 30 days. I realized that wasn't money, it wasn't my life situation or my expectation that actually stopped me from living my purpose. It was my mindset, it was my attitude. I believed that, I'm supposed to be married. I believe that I was supposed to have money. I believe that I was supposed to have so many things. I just allowed life to happen to me. I allowed life to happen to my attitude. I allowed life to happen to my purpose. Right now, I could only imagine how far I would have gone, what I would have achieved with my purpose if I had continued living in purpose. There are a few things about purpose I've come to understand. Now, one, purpose is not a one time discovery, it is a life's journey. One of my book, which I'll be publishing very soon, I talked about purpose like chain. We have small metals connected to each other that make a chain. But it is not just about what we do. Most time we focus more on preaching, on giving out to the needy, on doing this. No, purpose is about who we become. It is about becoming who God created us to be. Case study of Joseph, we see that everything that happens in Joseph's life was preparing him for the throne. As a teenager, he dreamt of greatness, his family bowing down to him. But at that stage, He lacked the maturity, he lacked the wisdom, and he lacked the discernment and character to rule in the palace. His journey wasn't about reaching the palace. His journey was about becoming the person who will rule with wisdom and integrity. He learned responsibility and leadership in Potiphar's house. In prison, he developed patience, compassion, and discernment. Interpreting Pharaoh's dream, he demonstrated wisdom, he demonstrated self control and faith. Challenges are not roadblocks, but they are tools in which God used to shape us to the person He intends us to be. Lastly, you don't need money to be purposeful. You need the right mindset and you need the right attitude.